Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Warhammer 40k Dawn of War 2 Anniversary Edition, because there weren't enough words in the title. So this is a game that I have 75 or so hours on Steam, but I do remember owning the actual CD, so I've been playing this game for a lot longer. The Anniversary Edition on Steam actually includes the original Dawn of War 2 game and the Chaos Rising, which is a separate DLC game that you can get, and it will add more to the game than you already have. So the Anniversary Edition will combine both of those, the Dawn of War 2 and the Chaos, which was a separate purchase back then. And you can get all of that for $50. That's what the Anniversary Edition is. And it's kind of weird to me simply because $50 and the game was released back in 2009. So I guess I'm a little surprised by the price point, although with the amount of time I've put into this, I can see why. It has a campaign, it has skirmish mode, it has a last stand mode, which honestly I've never tried, but there's also co-op in this game. Your friend can actually jump in. It's a two-player co-op kind of thing. And your friend can jump in at any time during the campaign. And speaking of campaign, it's a map of 3 worlds, and then you pick the world that you want to zoom in on, and then you pick missions. Some missions have a timer on them, like there's 3 days left to do this one, so you kind of have to pick and choose which mission you're going to do next. And my favorite part of this game, even though it's an RTS, it's a big looter kind of thing, and I wish there was more loot in the game, honestly, but you still get a significant amount. So you've got different squads. You have your force commander, which you name, and then you've got Tarkin, Abatis, Cyrus, I think. It's been a while. Thaddeus and Davy and Thule. Yeah. So these are the different squads you get. You unlock certain ones over time. And you're going to be equipping different items on them, but you can only bring 4 of them with you typically into a mission. If you get extras, it's because the mission allowed you to. So long story short, you're going to edit your squads there, get different equipment, and just try and make them stronger. You can even level them up. There's 4 different attributes, and as they level up, they earn points. You can assign those points across 4 different attributes. And as you level them up on a particular attribute, you unlock new abilities, which is really cool too. Now, the actual gameplay, once you pick a mission and get into it, it's an RTS, a real-time RTS game. Squad management, very micromanagey, because each squad has different abilities, some of which you've assigned to them because of the items that you've equipped them, which is neat. And some of these items have a limited charge. You can pick up these supplies. They're boxes scattered around the map, and you can pick up those supplies to replenish them. But some items, like the artillery strikes and stuff, have limited use for that mission. So it's tactical. It kind of plays like Call of Duty in that, or not Call of Duty, Company of Heroes, in that you've got green dots indicating it's heavy cover, and then yellow dots indicating it's light cover whenever you move your squad next to something. So that's interesting. There's a retreat button for each squad, so they'll run back to the nearest base and replenish their squads. Each squad has energy consumption to activate certain abilities and other cool things. And the missions are typically get from point A to point B. Some missions are defense, like the one you're seeing now. That's typically you've got to defend this area and survive 4 waves or 3 waves, whatever it is, beat the boss, and you've succeeded the mission. But typically, a mission would involve going from this point to this point to this point, completing the objective, and then the mission is over. Now, on occasion, enemies will drop items. And if it's a white item, it's like a regular item. Green items, kind of like in an RPG. White is common, green is uncommon, blue is I guess, rare. I don't know. Purple is ultra rare. Anyway, you get the idea. And you click on them and you pick them up. So that's very interesting. I like that too. As far as real quick, the things I didn't like still about this Dawn of War, I'm not going to touch on the Chaos expansion. I'll touch that in a different video. But in this one, you cannot delete some equipment. Some equipment refuses to be deleted, which I don't like. You can delete equipment for XP, but in this case, some equipment stubbornly will not get deleted. It's weird. And you can't change attributes once you lock them in. There's an undo button while you're doing it, but once you lock them in, you can't change their attributes and switch out stats, which I don't like either. And I wish there was more gear as well. So that's interesting. I wish there was more gear and a wider variety of it. It's whenever something drops, it's like, well, this is great, but not really. And I just end up getting rid of it. I wish there was more of that so I can, like Borderlands. I wish it was like Borderlands where loot's dropping everywhere and I get to spend a long time trying to figure out what I really, really like. And you can't upgrade equipment either. So if you have this level 15 bolter rifle, whatever, and it's really good, then you're kind of stuck, you know, because you have to upgrade. Now, Skirmish, on the other hand, it's an actual skirmish. It's not where you're constructing buildings, though. You can capture, there's two different kinds of resources. There's the yellow resource and the blue. I think blue is energy and yellow might be requisition. I don't know. But anyway, you can actually upgrade the energy points and put power generators down to increase the flow of that. Because a lot of your units are locked behind energy, really. And the base itself has like 3 different tiers to it. So you have to spend energy to unlock new units. When you click on a unit, it's hard to see it, but on the bottom right, there's a whole like column of items that you can pick. And you've got, you pick a leader too, and you can pick like a weapon, a shield, and an accessory item, and you can change the way he behaves. And there are 3 leaders per faction, and you can play as any of the factions, which is really cool. There's like Orc, there's Tyrannid, there's Eldar, and there's the Space Marine. And then if you get the Chaos Rising expansion, I believe that's another 5th faction that you can play as. So in this skirmish, you're just capturing points, kind of like in Company of Heroes. You're increasing your point gain, spending your resources on units and upgrades, and then attacking the main base. There are different goals that you can set, and different abilities, and there's even, I think it's called Zeal. It's a red resource you get over time for killing enemy units. You can do powerful abilities like orbital bombardments and the like. But yeah, I mean, like, the game is worth... I think the Anniversary Edition is worth $50, but you have to be really sure. Because if you've never played a game like this before, you might think $50 is a bit steep, especially since the game was released back in 2009. My honest opinion is, get it on a sale. Maybe when it's, I don't know, 25, 50% off. Christmas is coming up, so maybe it will go on sale, I don't know. But definitely pick it up then. You'll get a lot of playtime out of this. I have 75 on Steam, 75 hours on Steam, and over 20 or so from, you know, when I had the CD version. Probably more. So, yeah, there you go. Dawn of War 2 Anniversary Edition. It's worth getting, but for those of you that are watching their budget, wait for a sale. This is Vince. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all next time. Take care.